Welcome to a very special edition of The Explainer. Today, we're not just looking at facts from a distance, we're stepping right into the source material. I want you to literally feel the pacing of this event, shifting from absolute calm to utter chaos, and finally, to a profound reflective stillness. Close your eyes, just for a second. Now imagine waking up in a completely different world. This time, you're not just watching the story play out on a distant screen, you are living it. You're breathing the air. You're feeling the vibrations right in the ground beneath your feet. Okay, let's open our eyes and look at exactly where this story kicks off. Section 1. An ordinary morning, a regular Tuesday in Manhattan. You know, every major historical event starts on a day that feels completely unremarkable, right? The sun's shining and the city is just doing what the city always does. You're walking down the sidewalk, you've got a warm cup of coffee in one hand, and you're mindlessly scrolling through your phone with the other. The morning commute is in full swing. The city around you is loud, it's alive, and it's entirely normal. Horns are honking, people are rushing past you to get to their office desks. You have absolutely zero idea that in just a few short minutes, your entire reality, actually the reality of the whole globe, is going to be permanently rewritten. Section 2. The sky tears open. The world changes in an instant. That comfortable ambient noise of the traffic, it's suddenly pierced by this deep, vibrating hum echoing off the concrete. High above the tallest tower, a massive, glowing blue circle expands in the sky, literally like a wormhole. And your reaction is completely involuntary. First, you look up. Then, you absolutely freeze. And then, you run. All around you, the bustling commute just grinds to a halt. People stop dead in their tracks. Phones drop from numb fingers, shattering on the pavement. For one long, terrifying second, the loudest street in the world goes breathtakingly silent. Section 3. Chaos in the streets. They arrive. Bam! That eerie silence shatters. Hundreds of shapes start descending from that opening in the sky in these tight, totally unnatural formations. Suddenly, pure panic takes over. Screams erupt from literally every direction around you. Cars slam on their brakes, stopping dead right in the middle of busy intersections, drivers just abandoning their vehicles to run on foot. You're frozen, trying to process the impossible, until you feel a sudden jolt. Someone grabs you hard by the arm, violently yanking you toward a nearby doorway. They scream right into your face over the deafening noise, "Get inside, now!" You're crouched down, heart absolutely pounding out of your chest, hiding behind a shattered storefront window. And looking out, you're watching pure impossibility unfold. You see figures actually fighting back against these invaders. You see warriors in strange armor. You see a man wielding a hammer that literally calls down jagged bolts of lightning from the clear sky. You see someone moving with blinding speed, just a blur darting through the carnage. And a giant green figure roaring and smashing through enemy ranks like they're made of tissue paper. Look, this isn't a blockbuster movie playing in a theater. This is your city. These are the streets you walk every single day. And those unbelievable figures are the only things standing between you and whatever else is falling from that portal in the sky. Section 4. The civilian's choice. When fear meets humanity. Suddenly, a massive explosion rocks the building right beside you, shaking the very foundation. A terrifying rain of blinding dust and jagged glass showers down onto the street. As the dust settles just a little bit, you hear a voice. A few feet away, right in the rubble, an elderly man is trapped. A heavy, fallen street sign has pinned him to the ground, and he's desperately calling out for help. But when you look around, you realize a pretty horrific truth about human nature in a crisis. Everyone else in your vicinity is entirely frozen. They are way too paralyzed by pure, unadulterated fear to move a single muscle. So, what do? Every survival instinct in your biology is screaming at you to run deeper into the building, to find safety, to preserve your own life at all costs. But there's another voice, right? The voice of your humanity, telling you that if you don't go back out into that falling debris for him, literally no one else will. Do you run or do you go back? Section 5. The turning point. The choice made. You push past that paralyzing terror, rush right into the dust, and pull him free just seconds before another blast tears through the street. Then, high above the chaos, everything changes in a flash. At the 1 second mark, a massive beam of light shoots straight upward. By 3 seconds in, that terrifying portal in the sky aggressively starts to shrink. At 5 seconds, the invading ships and creatures, they suddenly freeze completely midair, like someone just instantly severed their power source. 10 seconds, they fall lifeless to the streets below, crashing into the pavement like heavy stones. And by 15 seconds, this unbelievable wave of absolute, stunned silence spreads across the entirety of New York City. The source of the invasion has been destroyed. Section 6. The aftermath. Surviving the extraordinary. The chaotic pacing finally slows down to a crawl. Beautiful, golden sunlight breaks through the hanging dust clouds. You look up at the now empty, quiet sky, and it hits you. You realize that you've just survived something the entire world is going to write history books about. It's an event that'll be remembered forever. But you didn't survive it because you were some hero with unimaginable powers. You were just an ordinary person holding a cup of coffee on a Tuesday. A person who, when the moment actually came, simply chose to help. And that is what it truly feels like to be an ordinary civilian living through an extraordinary, world-altering day. It completely changes your perspective when you step out of the audience and right into the shoes of the people on the ground, doesn't it? We've explored the tension, the chaos, and the incredible humanity of this scenario. So I'll leave you with this final thought. Which world should we step into next? Let us know, and maybe your suggestion will be our next immersive explainer journey.